Hello, Mrs. S. Thank you for coming in to see me today. We're going to spend some time today reviewing your recent test results. So you were referred to me and my team for your concerns about your attentional functioning. So the agenda for today is that we're going to review your assessment results. I'm going to share the actual test results with you, and then we're going to pause together and we're going to interpret what they mean. My role is to help you as a guide to your actual test results. But before we start, let me remind you that the raw scores are most useful in context. What I mean by that is that my role is to help put these results into context against your personal and professional goals. The goal isn't merely to just look at the actual raw data. The goal is to take what you learn about yourself and then map out a path forward based on what is important to you about improving your attentional functioning. So we're going to explore both strengths and areas of opportunity for improvement. That's going to allow you to select the right path forward for yourself. You could pursue a path forward that plays to your strengths, but it's important that we also review your opportunities for improvement so that you can decide if your areas of opportunity for improvement can be improved on, potentially turning a weakness into a strength. And again, remember, there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer here. This is all learning more about you so that you can map the best path forward for yourself based on everything that you're learning here today. So are you ready to begin? Awesome. Okay, so great. I want you to stop me if at any point in time you want to drill down or you've got questions on anything that I'm going to share with you. So let's dive in and start with your cognitive ability, your thinking ability. So your cognitive ability was within the average range using the Wechsler 4 exam. Now, there was some mild weakness noted, but we also believe that that's more anxiety related. Let's move on to achievement. Achievement was also in the expected range for reading, spelling, and sentence comprehension. But as you shared with me, math was noted as a significant weakness related to your other abilities. And we're gonna revisit this later on. Your information processing was within the average range with the exception of the arithmetic subtest, as we noted earlier. Your language summary was in the expected range, and your visual spatial abilities were also in the expected range. Your memory, there was no primary retentive memory problems. Your test results revealed a mild impairment on a word list test. Your executive functioning, think reasoning, think planning, problem solving, is generally intact, but there also was another mild impairment here, and again, it's related to anxiety. So let me pause, and I'd love to hear your thoughts before we move on. Now, remember, the results themselves don't matter so much. What matters are the steps that you take in the future based on your understanding of self. So I've got some recommendations for consideration. Let's go ahead and start by me sharing with them, and then we can go ahead and start talking about how to craft your plan forward. So the first recommendation is individual therapy. Individual therapy is recommended because it's going to help address your symptoms associated with anxiety and your depressed mood. The test also confirmed your feelings about your math ability. Your math abilities are weak relative to your other abilities, and it's likely been this way since childhood. So you should be given double the amount of time on any future math exams. You should also ask to take a test in private so that it limits your distraction. Consider using a calculator on all future exams, and ask for extra rest breaks during the actual process of future math exams. There are also some behavioral strategies that you can incorporate into your daily life to help as well. So the first one is take frequent breaks from tedious work. You also want to make sure that you're minimizing any distractions. So think about at work, maybe if you're working in an office where you have a cube, maybe you want a cube on the end. Maybe you don't want that cube right in the middle to help limit distractions. I'd also recommend that you use written notes to support your learning and comprehension, and make sure that you're working on one task at a time to reduce multitasking. It's also important that you write notes in one central area. So be wary of using sticky notes or multiple notebooks. It'll just help you make sure that you're staying on track. Most important thing is creating your process and then sticking with that process. And I would use that both in your personal and your professional life. So when you're thinking about home, making sure that you're creating a process for your belongings, and then making sure that you're sticking with that. So now, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. You don't have to do all of these things, and you certainly don't have to do all of them at once. But let's go back and revisit what your goals were, and then we can prioritize what those goals are, and then we can talk about how to incorporate some of these strategies into your daily life based on your test results. Thank you. Bye-bye.